Africans are exciting people, and when it comes to family, they are held with high regard and respect. Now, when it comes to marriages, it is an exciting time, especially weddings. It is an exciting time for a lot of families in Africa. But the choice of that spouse for that wedding, that marriage to come into place is actually being investigated by a lot of people, especially your immediate family members. And this drives us to our topic of discussion today, which is parental approval quite important in marriages? Of course, to discuss this with me in the studio today is a full house. Well, first, my name is Timidayo Anthony, and I am your host on the program. So starting off with Nakel, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, very calm. Whoever sees you will
Always.
say, it's a lie. We know where that comes from. And of course, here I have a beep right beside me.
Pleasure to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
African, black is beautiful.
That's my nickname.
Yeah, oh shit. And lastly, here in the studio, I know you're expecting Kenny. Yes, normally it ought to be Kenny, but today I got a surprise for you. I have Olanike Ajagban here in the studio. Nike, how you doing?
Yes, I'm fine. It's really nice to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you for
we
having me.
appreciate the fact that you could be here with us. Now let's move on to our topic of discussion, which is parental approval quite important for the choice of spouse? I'm going to start off with you, Nike, because you are the female here. You heard our topic of discussion. Is parental approval quite important for you?
Yes, the consent of our parents is quite important. Africa as a continent is a cultural space, but downing it down to Nigeria, where we have different heritage and which people still respect. I'm a Yoruba lady, so of course, the parents' consent is quite important to me because there are consequences. Backing it up with the biblical aspect, the parents' blessing is quite formidable in this whole issue, and I don't want to get married and my husband have issues with my family, or is isn't welcome into the family, or my brothers does not even like him. I mean, it's painful when you see people you care about in an awkward and uncomfortable position. So I'm someone who likes the comfortability, and when I'm around people, when they make me comfortable, I can go all the way, then come out of my shell. So for me, when the parents give their blessings, the consent, there is this joy you have. There is this inner feeling that comes that yes, I'm free. Mainly for the women. I mean, it's really, really important for women to get the consent of our in-laws. Being welcome into the family goes a long way.
No, I'm going to pick up and say that means you're seeing your parents as semi-god. Like, I think the Bible says that our parents are like gods to us, and of course their approval, that yes or no, actually goes a long
Yes.
way. All right, I'm going to move on to Abib. Abib, what's your take on this parental approval, yes or no?
Yes, for me as well. I'd like to throw Olanike's line. I think parents are very, very important in the marriage, in the process towards marriage, because you find out that even when, from the point you get to that age, your parents are already telling you, oh, bring this person, let's know this person, we want to. And you even find out that even in African settings, parents would even go as far as checking spiritually, of course, to know if this person is compatible and all of that. And then you find also the roles of religious leaders and all these people also very important. Their approval is also key in all of these things. I think that family is very important because they are always going to be part of your life. You cannot wish away their feelings and all of that. And I think it also makes the whole marriage, the whole union very peaceful. And marriage itself, it's sort of a battle that you have to do a whole lot to keep going, and then having to fight family, having to tackle all of these other people. I think it's a whole lot of trouble that needs to be avoided. So I'll say yes, family approval.
So you're so on the same page with
Yes.
Olanike saying it's important. Nakel, what's your take, a yes or a no?
Yeah, for me, it's a no. Their opinion is subordinate to your opinion. Picking up from Habib point, the parental, the spiritual father, all their opinions are all scam. they are all scam in the sense that you keep saying that they see the future, they see things. If they see things, they would have been able, looking at the number of parents we have in this country, looking at the number of spiritual fathers we have, if their opinion, if truly they see the future that everybody assume that, okay, they would have seen what you do, what you are not seeing, this country will not be where we are. Not talking about my own relationship. And again, if your parents still can say no to you bringing somebody home, that means they failed as a parent, because they have molded you from a child to that time that you become an adult to choose somebody. Does it mean everything you do, you have to come back to their to get their consent? If you want to go into business, you have to come back, because if they can choose somebody for you to marry, that means your business life, in everything you involve in, they have to say no to, because they believe they are making a mistake. Because if I'm choosing somebody to get married to or to settle down with, you think, okay, my choice is not best. That means my career too is not best. Why are you choosing for me? It's my happiness. It's my own work.
Career is a personal thing to you.
So also is marriage.
Your marriage is personal, but still includes your family members. Now, you can have a business. You can go into business interaction, business relationship with someone else, and it's personal to you. But you are starting a family. You are building on the legacy of what your parents had on ground.
You want to start. If my father has 5 wives, does that mean I have to be on that legacy of only 5 wives?
But you want to form your own immediate family, and because of the upbringing they have, because of the legacy they had on ground, they would want to checkmate. You are still carrying.
Hello, Daya. I have been molded to be a man. What does a man mean to you? One who can take decision. A right decision, and that is what I've just done. Your opinion is just subordinate to my own decision.
I don't think that the fact that they are not going to make a decision for you, they are only trying to guide you.
If you are guiding me and I say no, then it doesn't mean you have to keep saying no.
I mean,
I start to correct that.
From another angle. I mean, no woman ever wants to go to where she's not welcome, or she's not wanted. Have you been in a situation where you have to sit with your mother-in-law and sister-in-law and they don't like you, and with their friends? At that moment, you're going to ever regret meeting that guy, because we know what these things we are saying now. So they will show you shege.
They're saying no from the beginning might simply be because they don't know who your partner is. And along the line, they will get to know your partner. And believe me, they might even be a best friend. But for you to have compromised at that start, that makes you, if you're a man, like me, if I brought someone home and you say no, and I keep to your no, that makes me no man.
No, that's not the point.
Because my decision.
I disagree.
That is it.
I disagree with that. You can't say because your parents says no, that does not make you a man. There will be some vital reasons. Why as to why?
Can you give me like 2 or 3 examples of why they say no?
There are some.
What are they foreseeing? Don't say that.
There are some situations where the lady.
What kind of situation?
There are some situations where the lady lack good character.
How would they just judge by just meeting a lady?
No, but sometimes it's not just meeting. Sometimes it's like over time.
That's what
they
I'm trying
have
to
to
say.
make
I must have attended this lady as well.
They might see the
I might
things.
be to my best of knowledge. Okay, I like how she is. Yeah.
I
You know, in this setting, let's see, most people will say the lady can wash clothes. Hello, we are in a technology world.
No.
That is not the issue.
No.
That is those are just flimsy reasons, really.
I'm asking Nike, can you tell me 2 or 3 reasons why in the past parents have said no?
She mentioned character.
I mentioned character. The attitude, what you can actually take as my man.
Yes.
When you are in a family gathering, they might not be able to, and it doesn't speak with the cultural way. Understand? Then number 2, there are some women that when you take them home, I mean, over time that she's been going to that family, she just sits down. For example, I have a friend who had to break up with his girlfriend because of that. I mean, she went home for Christmas with the boyfriend. The mother was the one cooking. She eats and she leaves the plates on the table. She doesn't even
all those
dress.
are flimsy reasons that you
They are part of reasons.
But it's enough for the parents to say, oh no, this kind of person. Because that's like you
what
showing
happens
who
in
you
the
are.
Yoruba line that say ilé ọkọ ilé ẹ̀kọ́, that is you go into this house to be molded, to be trained.
No, I
But
disagree with that.
you
You
disagree.
leave your father's house.
Yes.
According to the Bible,
Yes.
the woman leaves the house, right?
Yes.
And you go to your husband and you become one. You leaving your father's house means your parents, mainly your mother, has taught you well that when you eat, you clean up. That when you sleep in a room, you tidy up. So you now picking up the phrase to use it in another angle simply means this is a misconception. You can't tell me you are going to your husband's house to learn or now to be domestic.
I was making point of, can you give me reason why?
I did.
And she
my-
did, and she gave you
She
character.
doesn't. You people call it a flimsy reason.
No, it's
No,
So
you
it
did.
is a flim-
It's
Let me,
character.
let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. There had never been on soil whereby we heard that parents say no to their yet to be daughter-in-law or son-in-law, or because they eat and say no. There are many reasons. Because you are focusing everything on the female aspect.
But she has to talk.
Yeah,
She has to
because
talk
I'm
as
a
a
woman.
female.
Now,
She has to
what
talk
happens-
as a female.
on what cases has the parents said no to the male? Can you tell
To
me?
the
Yes,
male.
I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
In terms
So that
of
from there, after you said that,
in
I'll pick
terms
up.
of employment, there are. I stand to be corrected, but this is my opinion. There are some guys that they are liability. Let's use a scenario of a lady who comes from a wealthy family, and you as a guy, you don't even have a prospect, because you having a prospect simply means that there are things in place for you, and you are trying to put some things together so as to have a better future. That is you having a prospect in quote. But there are some guys who are leeches. They are liability. Oh, she's from a rich family. Because of that, I take you home. I take you home to daddy. And the next thing is your parents are saying, oh, what do you do for a living, young man? You don't have anything to say. You don't have anything. For me, that is an enough reason for parents to say no. You can't come in because our daughter
But
has money.
do you realize
So no.
these two, be it the man and the woman that are in courtship together, must have talked at length what they are building with their future?
But yes.
The parental advice is good, but their consent saying you must marry this person is a no for me.
Have you seen just
a no-no for me.
Nakel?
Yeah.
Now a lot of people come into relationship because of the vibe.
The emotion.
The emotion, we are
The
connected.
love.
Now our parents
After
see
3
deeper.
months, after first month.
They
Everything.
see
We
deeper.
be-
Can you
hold
stop
on.
saying
Like,
this deeper
hold
of
on,
a thing?
hold on. Because they are in the race. Some parents have been married for 50 years, 40 years. There is something that worked for them. And that's because some of them even have mentors. People that lead them on the way. Oh, this is how you do it. This is how you move. This emotion at some point will run out. What do you turn to?
Thank
and
you.
Just like she said, you gave the example of a guy who has no job but wants to get married to a rich person. Now that girl might be so carried away because I'm in love with him. He's
Yeah,
a
he's
Dayo,
treating
thank
me well.
boy.
you. Dayo, thank
He's
you.
a
Let me just say, we
down-to-earth
don't
boy,
have
but
to say
what can
that
I?
much.
And that person may not see it.
Yeah.
But the parents have a sight of it.
You saying they see far away or they see in future how the relationship becomes. I stand to disagree with that. A successful relationship or marriage is based on tolerance and understanding.
All right, you're still watching The Delivery Room where we talk about controversial issues. And today, we're looking at parental approval in relationship and marriage. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, our conversation continues. Please stay tuned with us. And I'm going to move in straight and ask my next question, which is, does the approval of parents guarantee successful marriage?
Weighing it 50-50, it does not. And to an extent, it does. I mean, there is this special blessings that come with it during the engagement ceremony, where your parent prays, where your father prays, and your mother does. The relationship, that's a point that I'm bringing in. Then the second point is where your wife is in a good relationship with your mother. There is this advice she gets. There are ways your mother puts her through some things. Even when there is a misunderstanding that might make you both out of the marriage, she runs to your mother. Your mother knock some senses into you as the son. And then, your mother guiding her step by step. I mean, a good relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law is very, very good. And in in the moral aspect and in you wanting to spend the rest of your life with your partner, it really goes a long way, because the advices, how she made it in her own way, you guys having that cool relationship. Don't let me just say too much about this. The good relationship with your mother-in-law and you as a daughter-in-law will go a long way for you in that marriage. And thirdly, when there is an issue, maybe a serious rift between you and your husband, and it seems like nothing is happening, you don't want a third party, but your husband is saying no, you have a good family to turn to run to. Maybe your father-in-law be like, hey son, what are you doing? And all. So for me, it guarantees the success of the marriage.
I think that I'll pick on that. I think even every marriage needs the support system, or what you call the support cast, and the strongest support system you can have is the family. So if you are in tune with the family, if you have a very good relationship with the family, either as the groom, either as the bride, you have a good relationship with both families from both sides. I think it makes it's not factual though. I can't back it up with facts, but I can say it bids well on the family, on the union, that the union might has a higher percentage of being a success than one that you are at loggerheads with the family. You cannot even sit in the same place with the family. The man is always trying to support you and then turning against his family.
And there
and
might
all
be
of
a
those
lot of
things.
sabotage.
So all of those things are going to be thrown at that marriage.
You two are trying to
Nakel cannot wait. He cannot wait to be called.
Yes, you know, you're talking about the effect of parental blessing to the successful of a relationship. To me, it's always good to be at peace in everywhere you go. It doesn't have to mean until someone bless you or not. Even let's just take Nigeria as a case study. You understand? The parental, how many marriage have they blessed this year? Let's just, if we go to feed and see number of marriages this year alone that have been blessed both by the spiritual fathers, by the groom family, by the bride family, and now come back to see how many of those marriages have crashed. I gave hello, let me just tell you, I'm going to pick them one by one. Okay. You will see that if truly these blessings are always effective, all this marriage will have stand.
So would you rather do without the blessing?
The blessing, let me tell you what blessing you carry. Start from the childhood, the way, the manner, your reaction to your parents. If you are a cursed child, let me tell you one thing. If you are a cursed child, no matter which blessings are given on your wedding, it has no effect.
Nakel.
It's just like you are someone that are always doing good, and someone cursed you. It has no effect on you.
Nakel,
and again, I know it goes a long way when you're talking about the blessing. You are still talking about the supporting aspect after the marriage. Let me now tell you, if two of you are not informed, if both the wife and the husband are not in uniformity, no matter what the extended family do or does, it has no form, because the main partner is the wife and the husband.
Of course, nobody is going to argue that.
If they are in tune, there won't be any.
Nobody is going to argue that.
Let me tell you one thing. If both of them are in tune,
yes,
there is no reason for other parties to come.
I'm going
yes,
to disagree.
But if they are in tune, and there are darts from outside, of course it's going
nobody
to
when the house is informed, there is not going to be a penetration.
Oh,
and he made mention of one thing, that if there is a misunderstanding and you guys are not able to sort it out, that there is nothing the family can do about it, right?
Yes.
I disagree with that. I mean, there are times that you are in love with someone and you make some decisions, or there is a misunderstanding and you inform your close friend.
And why there be I rise in crash of marriages?
And you inform,
because
I'm going to come to that.
And you inform your close friend, and your friend will say, my friend, you've got it wrong here. This was how you were supposed to react. You've overreacted. At that moment, whatever your friend was telling you will sink in, and you will rethink of the decision you've made. So you telling me now that whether
can I even ask you a question?
Please go ahead.
Why is it because I said no? You said no, I should not marry this person, and I married the person. why does that have to make me your enemy?
It's not being. There's no.
Because if you don't want to, if I want to seek advice based on my decision, and you say no, more power to you, why?
Because you thought you were the man, you know it all.
Yeah. Nobody know you or my decision.
Okay.
If I make a decision,
I think
I'm sure 80% of it is right when it comes to relationship, because that is what makes me a man.
I
know what I want in a woman.
I think that you're also mistaking you're misplacing this with having a third party influence on your marriage. It is not totally the same thing as maybe having your family accept who you're getting married to, or you being welcomed into the family.
No, if they say no, if they don't want to bless the person, that means they didn't accept the person.
Yes, but it's different from a third party situation where people are coming.
If they are coming, if they did not assent to it, that means they are third party.
If they are not in the wedding, that means you are alienated from
I don't even want to say family members now. Let's even say your parents.
Let's say parents. Let's say parents. Exactly.
Sorry, so you believe your parents who are in this race of relationship, who are in this race of marriage for years, can be wrong in your choice of spouse?
Absolutely, because they might make decision based on personality or based on emotion.
I mean,
but you are even making your own decision.
There is no woman.
Yeah, because it's my own emotion.
Of course, I understand.
This is my own emotion.
There is no woman out there that will come out to say.
And again, before I forget, Olanike was saying, how does it feel for a woman to be in a garden where she is not welcome? Hello, how long is she going to spend in that gathering?
Nakel, you are speaking from a man's angle. You're speaking
and I am speaking from a woman's angle.
Because I will go to the woman's house as well. And she will come to my house as well.
It will be easier for you to deal with.
She will be, because I'm going to get married to a strong woman.
Dio.
That is it.
Let's even, for me now, what I want to say is about relationship. I'm not going to go into a relationship with a guy that his friends will never welcome me. As much as I know they have their own opinion, their discretion, and me trying everything humanly possible that I could to make whatever, maybe we being civil with each other, work, and it's not working out. I'm going to start declining and going out with him and his friends, because you don't want to sit here and you.
That means you are basing your relationship based on crowd. No. If I'm married, you are my friend. That is just the truth.
But okay,
if any of my friends cannot respect my relationship, then my decision, then you are not my friend.
Yes, of course, that is understandable.
If
do you agree with me, right?
I agree with you
on
like that. But to be different in the opinion of what you said, my friends, they have to respect my decision. That is where boundaries come in.
Yes.
But in another case, you as a man would not like it when your woman is the only person nobody wants to talk to.
Why?
Because they don't like
Why?
It.
Why would you like someone?
Because they don't accept her.
Why? If you respect
someone,
me, you must respect what I like and what I do.
Why must you
like
someone?
It's your decision.
It's my decision.
It's your decision to
marry
her.
This is the question. When my friends are getting married, did they have influence on their wedding?
No, it's your decision to marry her, but it's not their own. It's not your decision
for them to accept her.
What makes you hate
my wife? How will you hate your wife?
And I mean, hatred is a strong word.
It's not about you hating. It's just about me not liking something.
Why would you like somebody?
What if I know her way back? What if I know
what
she can do?
Everyone has history. Everyone has what would I say? Everyone has
the past.
The past. So it's not because maybe you know her why she was growing up and so naive and inexperienced, you want to judge her based on.
Okay.
When I meet a woman, I'm going to. That's why meeting her as a complete. I'm still going to mold that woman to the woman.
Let me ask you a question.
And if she's able to adapt, that means I'm choosing her. So my woman. So what are you saying?
I don't know my salvation with the point you just gave, but then
your family because of the woman you want to
marry? I'm not disregarding them.
Would you disconnect from them totally?
I would disconnect with them.
If they don't accept, if they are not comfortable with your choice.
Let me tell you one thing. If you say, okay, I don't like this guy, say, okay, that is the guy I'm going to marry. Yeah. What changes us being a family?
Nothing.
No, nothing changes.
Then why is that saying?
But the relationship is broken already.
Marriage is
no family. We break up with a made man. That is it.
You're only giving regard to whom regard is due, and you're doing what we believe or what the culture believes.
And I think where we should look at is if there are ways, if there are things that need to be done for the lady to be accepted. I mean, these days we are in the 24th century, yeah?
Absolutely.
And parents these days are growing better. They are going out of their olden days era. Sorry, olden days era, and then
better.
they're beginning to see things from another angle.
They are
So
not-
you as a man, that your woman is not accepted by your mother or maybe your father. There are ways to go about things, but when you want to do like you are
It's
better than
definitely-
them, you know more than them, that is where the parent will enforce on you. But if you settle things like
that
the
is the
man,
line I don't want you to
but
enforce.
if
You don't enforce on
no,
somebody to go by
listen,
your
this is
position.
what I
Calm
am
down.
saying that
Okay,
I want
she's
you to
trying to make a
understand.
point.
If there are ways you go about things, there are approaches to matter. If your parents are not accepting the woman you want to marry, there are ways you go about it.
Absolutely.
There are solutions. There are things that need to be done.
Absolutely.
But the moment you bring in that I know better
ego.
than you, the ego,
Yeah.
the pride, and you be like, I'm made. Who are you? I'm ready to cut you.
I never
That
said
is
that is
where
going to
the-
play in.
That is
When
where
I bring
the
a woman
parents-
in and you say
that is where the
you
parents
don't like,
enforce
I'm not
their
We are not-
opinion.
we are
I'm not
that even comes with them
assenting to this. I will
threatening
ask
you.
why.
They would
but
have
what
their-
if they have a valid reason? They would always have a
For a
valid
valid
reason.
reason, we only have a solution.
Okay, now
but the
let's-
long way I've made my choice and my decision that this is the woman I want to settle
We know
for.
you've made
No
your
one
choice.
will-
We know you've made
I
your
will-
choice. Let me go to my final question, which is: do you think times have changed?
Yes.
Do you think times have changed?
Yes.
Do you think parents are also, forming with the 21st century, like Lanike said? Or do you think some people can actually survive because of the fact that we are bringing in westernization into everything, and westernization is also coming into marriage? I can do this. I just want me and my husband. I don't want family. Do you think times have changed for marriages generally, even for relationship? Because before now, people go into relationship. Some of them from start actually give the consent of the parents or just talk to parents. Okay, this person I just met, we just started dating. Parents will go, okay, no problem. I want to know the person you are dating, and then the person is attached to you. But now we're in 21st century. It seems a whole lot. Seems you can just wake up, pick up this person, drop this person one night, 2 nights, and just come up with different things. So do we think when it comes to marriages, relationships, times have really changed? And how do you think we can find a way to resolve this?
Life is a process. Day in, day out, year in, year out. We gather a lot of experience. We see different kind of situations. And in my own field, we said we look at the past to tackle the present to prevent the future. You see, things have really changed. In the olden days, why parents say yes or no to children union as different from why they say no now. Yes, sir, these days. And again, you see, the life we have now, things have really changed. You even see a 14-year-old being in love. In those days,
Infatuation.
in those days,
I mean, love is a strong word.
Or lost.
Infatuation.
yeah, they are in love. To them, they are in love, but to the old one, they believe they are in love. You know, in those days, you will see even a 30-year-old man in love, he will not dare have the zeal to
express it.
approach
Yeah.
the lady. He has to go back home to tell the parents, and the parent will approach. But these days, the computer age, you see everybody braving up, which is very good.
Yeah.
But they are braving up in a positive way is good. And the internet has really affected the mode of relationship,
Yeah.
which we must not take away.
Yeah, of course.
Now, we just have to go back to table. Let's in Africa setting, let our culture have a place to play in relationship. When I say our culture should have a place to play in relationship, it doesn't mean the parent have to think they are the semi-god in deciding who your children marry or not.
Okay.
No.
All right. So you still maintain that stand of parental approval? No for you. You can actually go ahead and do what you want to do. Nike, your final word.
I mean, people are evolving. We are in another era where a lot of things have changed. Social media has taken over the world, and our parents also, now you see them using smartphones, and they also want to know what's going on social media. And I think that's beginning to change their mentality, their way of reasoning, which in some ways it's good, in another way it's not good, because in the positive way, they're beginning to see some things in a different light, where in sometimes they would have said no. But in the negative way, They just they pick up the error on social media and they want to enforce you that this is how you dress, this is how you do this is how you do that. I'm somebody of comfortability. You dress the way you want to dress. Be comfortable in whatever thing it is you want to do. You want to do anything, be comfortable. In as much you know you have the strength to bear the consequence.
That comes with it. But then you still stand with the fact that
Yes.
parental approval is yes.
Yeah, and sorry, quickly, for me, if I want to get married today, I would want my mom to consent to whoever it is I want to get married to. I might not really be able to explain the story behind this. I lost my dad 2 years ago, and if there was one thing that I noticed last year November when my dad was laid to rest was my mom is all I've got. With the way she was treated, with what she went through, I just realized she's all I've got as a family. We are not close, but then there is this new feeling that I had the moment I saw my dad dead. So of course, whatever thing it is she says,
So that is a
I
pre-decision that you choose
yes,
your happiness or
yes.
your relationship.
Honestly,
or,
yes, because
for
my
our
father.
happiness.
I'm honest with you because my father, if my father says something that Nika don't do this, there was one thing he said to me. That thing alone is something that I'm not going to lie. I'm going to work on. I'm a single mom, and she said he said one thing about my child's father to me, and I'm not going to lie to you. In the next 20 years, if he comes back, I'm going to remember what my father said. Because when there was nobody, my father was there. When I was losing my life due to Omiraj, my father was there. There was nobody. So what he said, I would follow. So for me,
based on
it's
what
coming
based,
from
based
my
on what
background.
based on what Naked says,
Like
even
that.
if your mom say yes or no to your relationship, it's not because it's old ground. It's because you want to satisfy her happiness. It's a decision you've made at end. It's
That's
not
it.
because it's old ground.
Yes,
or
but
not
that's our
It's
decision.
still
That's
works
our decision.
together.
based on what she said,
And
it's not because
yours
it's
is
really-
valid as well.
Yeah,
Yours
mine
is
is
valid
fine,
as
but
well. But then
he's not. He's old
you can't
water
say
because
you can't say
it's
there's
just
no
because
water.
what she
Oh,
pre
you cannot say there's no
is a
water.
pre-decision
She has
that
a
well
reason.
I'll just do just at the last
Now,
response.
so with the consent of my mother is really, really important. It's something important to me, and it's something I owe there. And I feel like whatever decision she makes, it's also in consensual with my dad because on the norms my dad does not impose. He gives me the chance to make whatever decision I want to make, and which is really, really important to me. He knows how much I want to be happy, and he has decided to make me happy before he passed away. So same thing goes for my mother, but then I'm going to respect whatever thing it is she says about whoever I want to spend the rest of my life with. But then, looking at it from the positive side, there are things I can do. There are ways I can go about it. There are people I can meet to talk to her, to change her mind about it, to influence her opinion on whoever it is I want to spend the rest of my life with.
All right, that's Nika's final word. I'll be your final word in like this.
All right. I think that these days family values have been eroded. We are living a new life now. We've moved from how we used to be, and I think that the communal value that we all grew up with is losing value daily. That is why it is very difficult for marriages to work. It is very difficult for even parents to be good parents. It's very difficult for even some of us to be good children, good kids to our parents. So I think that it's a new reality for us, especially those of us that are not married yet, and those of us that are still growing, those that are still evolving. So it's a new reality, having to listen to your parents, having to follow what society says, having to be there, to be seen, to be heard, to have a voice, which is something that is not the luxury we did not have in the past. So I think things have changed, and I think that a whole lot needs to be done individually now. But then we should try as much as possible not to lose that family, that sense of family, that sense of community that we grew up with.
All right, so on that note, like Abib said, it is a new reality for our parents, for them to actually see their own child say, I really do not care. I'm going to go ahead with the person I chose, with or without your approval. And of course, we have those who would say, if my parents says no, then it's a total no. If they say yes, it's a total yes. What's your take On our topic of discussion, is parental approval that important for you? Would you go for a yes or a no? You can leave your comments or observation at our comment segment on our YouTube channel, which is at Delivery Room NG. Drop your comment, drop your reaction, drop what you feel about today's topic, and of course, follow us across our social media handle at the Delivery Room NG. There, we would see everything you have to say, and of course, give us your reaction on everyone's take. Which one goes for you? Is it Nakel? Is it Nika's take or Abib's take? Till will come your way again, and of course, please remember to subscribe to our channel. It is quite important for us. Please subscribe to our channel, turn on your notification button so that you can see when we drop our new episode. Two will come your way again. Remember, you're watching The Delivery Room, where we talk it as it is, where we drop it so hot as it is. Have a wonderful time and bye for now. Of course, guys, thank you for coming. Bye for now.